Alright, YouTube. So, as you guys know, recently I had blown up my original snowmobile, which was that one, but with this hood on it. Um, and then I purchased this new one that's still good. But there was quite a few things wrong with it. Like the track wasn't on straight. Um, the skis, they had put brand new skis on, but they only it's dual carbide skis, but they only put one carbide on, so that's kind of weird. So I just swapped my skis over. There was a few other things, like I had the issue with the throttle cable. But the latest issue was I took it out, I think it was 2 days ago. Like basically the last day, one of the last days you can go out sledding in southern Ontario. So what happened was when I was riding it, it had issues with the headlight. I didn't have high beam, and my coolant temperature light would stay on. So I was looking this over, and when I installed that, this didn't have oil injection on it when I first purchased it. I don't know why. I think it was just because someone didn't want to fight it back on there. I think what this sled was someone had wrecked their sled and their motor was still good, but the whole chassis was no good. So they bought a chassis with no wire harness or anything in it, put the wire harness in, but they didn't install the wire harness correctly. See this wire harness here? That's what happened. I wore through some wires because it was rubbing on the top drive, which that's loose on there. Anyways, yeah, so this is supposed to go underneath here. And when I put the oil bottle on, I put it on and it pushed down on this, and it rubbed on this drive shaft here, the first drive shaft. And I'm assuming that's what's gone wrong with the headlight, the high beam, low beams. My brother thinks it's the switch, but either way, I need to reroute this wire before it gets any worse. I got lucky, and like as you can tell here, just wore through the coating just on 2 wires here. So I'm gonna repair that, and then oh, there's a little bit of wear through there on that wire too. So I guess 3 wires there. I'll inspect the other ones here too to make sure they're not damaged. I'll get some new wire loom for that, and we'll clean this up a bit and route it correctly. So I'm gonna get in here and start cutting zip ties and get this wire harness out. I just kind of wanted to make a video too of how they kind of have it routed in here, along down here and up to here, and then it unplugs here. So another thing I'm gonna do while I got the motor out is I swapped the fuel pump because I was having bog issues with this engine. This new sled, at full throttle, it would bog sometimes, and I would let it sit for 5-10 minutes, then get back out on the trail. It'd run great for a little bit, and then it'd get warm again and start bogging. I figured out the issue though. It wasn't the fuel pump, so I'm going to replace that because last time I was out I didn't do a very good job, and I put a screw in here and it shot it out instantly, and I didn't even know until, I don't know, it was like 10 kilometers in the trail. So I'm going to remove this because this is for a round slide carb, because it's got dual feed. I only need single feed. which I have the correct pump over here. I just thought that this pump was bad, so I took it off there. See, this one's single feed. The other feed hole here is blocked off. Looks like it could be a 4 feed if it wanted to, but yeah. So I'm just gonna clean this up a bit and put it back on. The issue why I was bogging though was because here's my carbs. I just cleaned those in the ultrasonic cleaner we just purchased. It works amazing. Like, look at this XR650 carb, clean. Anyways, those are my round slide carbs off this 700. And then these flats came off the new one. But it didn't have the DPM hooked up. It never came with the DPM, so I tested it out. This is a DPM for a round slide carb, so because it's got the 4 ports, 2 hoses to each carb, whereas this one, the flat slides, is only these 2 hoses to the carbs and these 2 bigger ones, whereas on the round slide all these hoses go to the carbs. But I got these ones blocked off with screws, which these aren't pressured, so they're not going to blow out like that fuel line did. But this was causing it. It was not allowing the carbs. Wasn't telling the carbs to give it either more fuel or less fuel when the sled was getting hot. So it was bogging, and it was causing me to burn more fuel than it was. I wanted to test the fuel situation on this one while I was out in the trail, but I couldn't get a good fuel mileage reading because this was leaking even still. I had vice grips on here too, but it didn't help. That's all right. We'll just swap that back out. Pretty easy with the motor out. So I'm gonna get at this. I'm gonna take this wire harness out, and I will route it the correct way. Well, I'll show you on this one too. Let's see, where is it? See, there's the wire harness right here. It runs directly underneath this drive shaft here. Drive shaft's here. These hoses are here. These are coolant for your heat exchanger, and then the wire harness runs down here and down around. So yeah, I should actually steal this for my other sled. Anyways, I'm gonna tear into this and get at it. Okay, so I've cleaned these wires up and got them out of the sleeve. Yeah, so as you can see, I got that one barely wore through. That one did wore through pretty decent, and then I got this red one up here that wore through a bit. So I believe these 2 are my headlight switch. Yeah, because if you go up to the beam switch there, it's one yellow wire and a purple, gray, and a gray. So that would probably be why I didn't have any high beams the other day. And I'm saying this red wire most likely goes to the coolant temperature, and that would cause my coolant light to be on. So I've got this stuff, off guard clear electric coating. I've cleaned these wires off, and I'm just gonna spray it on the open wires, and I'm gonna tape them back up. Tape that up, and I'm gonna put new loom on because this loom's disgusting, sticky, greasy, disgusting, melted crap. But I don't have that on me today, so I'm gonna get that and then tomorrow I will put it on. I got all this cleaned up, taped up a bit, and I actually went and looked in one of my storage sheds, and I found some loom, so we'll stab that on there now, and then we'll route this cable correctly. I guess we're getting snow, so I better get a move on this so I can get some more, get it ready for the snow. So I'm gonna put the time lapse back on, and we'll put the loom on, route it, and then probably change that pump out. All right.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Okay, so I got the wires all tucked in correctly. The bottle fits nicely now. Didn't have any issues with getting that. Well, I had a few issues routing the wires correctly. But everything else bolted down. Everything's on. All I got to do is add rad fluid, and I'm gonna clean my clutches.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay, so clutches are clean, belt's clean, everything's on, everything's plugged in. Only thing I still need to get is some rad fluid, but I don't have anything on me right now. So tomorrow I will get rad fluid and we'll start this thing up. Make sure hopefully I've fixed all my issues. If not, I'm back to this switch, which isn't a big deal. I wanted to do all this anyways, so I didn't wear out any more wires. So we'll see tomorrow.